All right, guys, I'm going to get started a little bit early. I just want to do a quick sound check. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me in the chat. I think everything should be fixed from how things were yesterday. So let me know if it sounds okay. Once I get the thumbs up from you guys, we'll get started. All right, Super Unjit says he can hear me. Sean Devin says we can hear you. Alan says, what's going on, Alan? Says sounds good. All right, let's get started then. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It means it's time for another live stream. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Ooh, all right. I feel like we got all the audio issues sorted out. The interesting thing is, I have not changed anything. I just plugged everything in the normal way that it's normally plugged in. And today it seemed to work. So, you know, the unplug it, plug it back in approach works yet again. All right, before we get into it, we got a lot to cover today. Before we get into it, I do want to say hi to everyone listening on the podcast, on the audio only version. Hopefully you guys have a better experience today. And I was listening back to some of yesterday's episode to check just how bad the audio quality was. And it made me realize that when I do the unboxing, I don't always remember to verbally describe everything for you guys. So my apologies for that. We got another package here today. It's from PYNRS. I'll make sure to describe better for you what we're taking a look at today. All right. And so while you're out there listening to this, hope you're having a good run. Today I did a workout, half marathon specific workout, a couple of miles repeats at a half marathon effort, which is slightly different than what I've been doing. So tweaking things, getting focused for the race coming up in about a month. And I hope you guys are, whether you're relaxing and taking in some easy miles or getting ready for your next race, hope you're having a good one out there. All right. And for everyone else that's watching this later but not live, I apologize to you guys too, because I don't know that there's a way, maybe there is, that I can go back and have fixed all the audio issues that we had from yesterday. But you guys also have the benefit of fast forward. So hopefully it wasn't too bad for you guys. And you know what? Also, it's a live stream. I love hanging out with you guys. But, you know, if you skip a day because there's technical difficulties, I understand. So welcome back, though, today for the #1 live stream for having technical difficulties, even though we're 3 years into it. All right. So that's what we got. All right, who do we got here in the chat? All right. If you told me about a PR yesterday, I didn't have a bell. Today I got the bell. So if you want to tell me about it, let me know. All right, already we got Jung Bohoy says, had a 15-minute PR at CIM last Saturday. Congratulations. That's awesome. Very happy to see that. And let's see, we had something from Alan. Alan says, yo, what's going on? I ran my first marathon at CIM with a time of 3:57:53 after tearing my Achilles back in January 2022. Thankful for health and being able to learn from your experiences, Mike. Well, Alan, it was good to see you and run with you on Saturday. And congratulations for the fantastic result on Sunday. That's awesome, man. JJ in Siena says, yo, what's up, Co? My quads are still recovering from CIM. If that's not the definition of rolling hills, I don't know what is. Very true. I've been trying to tell as many people as possible that CIM, everyone calls it a downhill course or a net downhill course. And I think that both of those descriptions are technically true, but experientially inaccurate. I call it a rolling course that happens to have a net downhill. You know what I mean? And JJ, and I think you know what I mean now too, because it is a rolling course. At around mile 10.5, there's that one big curling uphill. It's about like half a mile long. That's a big hill. And I feel like a lot of people aren't prepared for it. I've tried my best to prepare people for it in my previous race recap videos. But you know what? You got through it. You got through it and you did it. So congratulations on the finish. But it's not a cakewalk course. There are easier courses. I do think Grandma's is easier. It's harder to get to Grandma's. The weather isn't as guaranteed to be good. Not that CIM's weather was perfect this year, but there's a little bit more variation at Grandma's. But yeah, there are easier courses, but CIM is a good one. I think a lot of it has the people that are there. The race organization is just top notch. And so that's a big reason why people, and it's easy to get in and out. And so those are the reasons why people go, All right. Let's see. Cheap Runner says, Co, I thought you'd appreciate knowing that my dog cries when it's alone unless you're on in the background. Yes. Now that we play the Run Club podcast while we're away, she's as happy as a clam. That is amazing. Cheap Runner, you have to let me know what the dog, or maybe I won't call the dog's name out because that might be confusing for the dog. If I'm like, Bingo, hey Bingo, like that might be a little bit weird if I'm like calling a dog's name. Not for me. That's not that weird for me to do. But it might be weird for your dog to be hearing that. But that's so awesome. I'm going to use that information for tomorrow's intro. All right. Makira Boardman says, I'm stuck in recovery mode over here with bronchitis, so living vicariously through everyone else's runs. Oh, that's a bummer. Hope you get better soon. And Rugs1515 says, hey, Kofuzi, ran my first ever 5K this weekend, a 26:16. Congratulations. And Ruggs goes on to say, you and others inspired me. Ran it in the Puma Deviate Nitro 2s. That's a great 5K shoot. I think that's great. And Richard Wilson says, I got a 6-minute PR at CIM and 10th place in the age group. Woo! It's a happy day. And Steve's back. He told us about it yesterday, but now I got my bell. He says, I'm here for the PR bell. 42nd PR at Clearwater Turkey Trot at an 8:20 pace. Great job, Steve. Awesome. Oh, Mark Peterson says, hey, everyone, got to go to the post office today. Send my Kofuzi Run Club Secret Santa gift. I dread this visit. I'm so bad at mail. That's a good reminder, guys. If you are in the Kofuzi Run Club Secret Santa, when's the deadline to send it? Is it today? Because I haven't sent mine yet either. I'm going to have to do that soon, though. But thank you for the reminder, Mark. Whew. All right. Richard Dizon says, I had a 2-minute PR. Had to fight for it, though. Manifesting sub 3 in 2024. Getting closer. Awesome. Great job, Rich. That's how those PRs are. You got to fight for them all. That's why we celebrate them. Because they don't come easy. Congratulations. And Lalo P. What's going on, Lalo P? I got to meet my Lalo P this weekend. Says, 35-minute PR at CIM. Unbelievable. Ran a 2:57.14 with a Kofuzi Rabbit singlet. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's just absolutely amazing. So cool. All right. And runtime, man, so many great results. Runtime, he says, Co-Fam, time to jam. I ran the AAU Parents Coaches Race. New and only 3K PR. Congratulations. And I'm a national medalist. Whoa, that's awesome. That's so funny. I forget who I was telling. I was telling a story to a professional athlete about how I once ran a steeple. Who was I telling this to? I was talking to someone and they are a former steepler and I didn't know that. I was like, oh, a steeple, that's cool. I once ran a steeple in 2021 and I was telling the story of how I was once the 40 to 44-year-old age group 3rd place national champion. Or I guess national bronze Ian, And they were just like nodding to me and like, okay, that's really nice. So nice for you. But that's cool. I can certainly relate to the pride that would be for being in the AAU Parents and Coaches Race. Nice. Cosmic Pineapple Michael says Boston Marathon is also net downhill. Yeah, I feel like if I'm when I spectate, I'm not a sign guy, but if I were, that is what I would put on the sign. I would say, relax. This is a net downhill race. It's easy. That's a lot to put on a sign, though. Maybe on the back of it, I would say it's easy. You know what I mean? And Martha says, bravo to everyone who ran the full CIM. I had fun with my niece, Elizabeth, from Alaska, doing the relay. Awesome. Great job, Martha. It was good to see you over the weekend. It was short, and I wish we could have spent more time together, but it was good to see you. Kenneth Fav says, those rolling hills kill SJD's quads, and that wiped him out at 20 miles. Man, that bridge, it's at like 20.3 miles or something. It's right after the 20-mile mark, and it's small. The incline going up that bridge that crosses over the river in Sacramento, when you're at like mile 20 and change, it's less steep than like Mount Roosevelt in Chicago, for example. It's not a lot, but like by then, most people's legs are really trashed, and I feel like you're gonna have your day if you can make it over that bridge well. If you're like, everything's falling apart, it might not be a great day for you. You can still hold it together if you're stronger than me. Because every time that I've like not done well, it's when like that bridge has felt gargantuan. That was tough. Ernest Capagnon says, did you get a chance to talk to Nick Bear at CIM? He crushed it with a sub 240. I did not get a chance to talk to him. I saw him for like 3 seconds at mile 10. That was the only time I saw him. He's bigger in real life than I thought he would be. I mean, I know he's a big guy, and I've seen his videos from way back when he was purely just lifting, and I've seen most of his videos. And so I recognize that he is a big person, but seeing him like on the street, he's a big dude. He's a really big dude. He had like two people on a bike. One was pedaling an e-bike, and then another person was sitting on the back of the bike facing backwards, kind of like camera guys on a motorcycle, but they were on an e-bike, and they were following along. So I couldn't get very close. I mean, I guess I could have gotten closer, but I also didn't want to jump on the course. And so I didn't get very close to see him, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to watch him hammering, and then it's good to see him have a good day. Mm-hmm. All right. Cheap Burner says the dog's name is Toffee. She'd love to call it Toffee. Toffee. Good girl. Good girl. You're such a good girl, Toffee. Good dog. Good dog. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, what a great dog name, too. Jung Bohoy says, fingers crossed for Berlin lottery results tomorrow. Good luck to all who applied. I'm pretty sure I applied. I feel like I already got rejected, though. But I guess if the lottery results don't come out till tomorrow, then I guess I'll find out tomorrow. Okay. Good luck to everybody. Well, I guess we'll all commiserate together tomorrow on the live stream, so that'll be fun. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Hopefully I get it. There's also, I think next week, there is, if you are a 6-star chaser, Abbott has its own lottery. And that's how I actually got a bib for Berlin last year, although I didn't use it because the timing just didn't work out for me. I'd already filled my calendar with other things. But I have one last ticket for a drawing in the Abbott lottery for London, and that happens next week, I think. So I'm feeling lucky. It's holiday season. You know, all I want for Christmas is 2 lottery bibs, one for London and one for Berlin. And I was going to say that's not a lot to ask. That is a lot to ask, but hopefully I can get them. Because then I won't have to ask for a favor. I don't like to ask for favors. I would just like to be able to get the bib myself, you know? Oh boy. Got a phone call coming in. All right. Brian says, for the Kafuzi Road Club Secret Santa, December 11th is the deadline. So for those of you who procrastinate and forget things like me, you got to get this done in the next day or two. Okay? I'll remind you tomorrow. You got to do it today or tomorrow. That's it. All right. Louis says, already posted, but we'll do it again. Had a 19-minute PR at 6 a.m. for a 3:32:04 marathon time. Nice. Cowbell, cowbell, cowbell. Luis, now you're on the door of 3:30. You're right there. You're right there. Great job. Not to say that you got to keep pushing harder, but like 3:30 is right there. Awesome. Let me scroll down a little bit. Make sure there's nothing super crazy that I got to check out. All right. Here we go. Everyone's dog wants a shout out now. Okay. Oliver says, can my dog get a shout out too? Her name is Emma. Emma, Emma, here, Emma. Good dog. Come here. Oh, Emma, what a good dog. Good dog, Emma. All right. Let's do what? Should we do one more dog? Calvin says my PFB is my Lhasa Apso Momo. She's as cute as she's dumb. Just nothing going on behind those eyes. Oh, Momo. 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 Who's a good dog? Momo's a good dog. All right. Okay. Mark Peterson says, he's hoping for the London business. Man, if we both get it, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Maybe we'd even fly over together. You know what I mean? Are you going to go to Boston this year, Mark? Because then we could just take the same Monday night flight, hop over. That'd be fun. That's my plan. I'm just going Monday night. I'm going to try to go Monday night from Boston. Let's see. Crunchy says that getting to go to Berlin on an anniversary would be awesome. Yeah, I know. Super excited about that possibility. It's 40th anniversary. Is that right? So I think that'd be really cool to be able to run it there. There's other things that would also make it additionally exciting that I can't tell you about yet. But also those aren't for sure either. And I'm just being vague from TRE stuff. But running Berlin is going to be fun, no matter what shoes are or aren't available. But it'll be fun. Frank says my dog would completely ignore a shout out. That's funny. All right. Getting to Run says his dogs are Dobby and Hugo. Dobby, Hugo, come here. Come here. Dobby. Dobby. Oh my. All right. Let's Richard Wilson says for cats you need a can opener on the soundboard. Do we need to do that? Do we need to get some squeak toys on the soundboard? Oh man. Javier Salazar says, I missed you at CIM, but my friend got to say hi for me and grab a selfie. Ran CIM and kept telling everyone that was from out of town. It's about 5 rolling hills per mile. I DNF'd at 15.5 from an ankle twist. Oh no, that's terrible. Hope you're all right. How did you get back? Do you have to walk yourself to the next aid station and then get is there the van that just comes and picks you guys up? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Greg Itahara just texted me and it comes up on my laptop and my Mac. He said I had to mute the live stream because it was driving his dogs crazy. All right. Okay. Maybe this won't become a thing just for today. That'll be fun. And as far as other lotteries, Sega Dreamcast says that the Chicago drawings hit on Thursday. Okay. So then we'll figure out Berlin tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Then Thursday is Chicago. And then I think sometime next week is the Abbott drawing for the London Marathon. The last chance. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's going to be a big week. Vanessa Martinez says, I think the Hello Good Dog segment should be made permanent. Okay, maybe we'll make it a permanent segment. We'll do it maybe in the beginning so that people know. I'll give you guys a warning. Maybe I need to get a barking sound. No, I'll get a squeak toy. I'll get a squeak toy sound. We'll put it on the soundboard. Or maybe we'll just shake up like a bag of granola and it'll sound like dog treats. But we'll do, all right. We'll do Hello Good Dog as long as people keep wanting it. We'll see. Philip Bourne says, I'm hoping to get into Berlin. Might be able to put travel and hotel on the company. They just don't know yet. Well, as long as you can wrap it into business expenses, there we go. And all right, let's do one more PR. And then we'll get to the package for today. Christian G says, ran a PR at our local Hot Chocolate 5K Saturday. Beat my 25th time in my SC Trainers. Fun shoe. Awesome. Great job. Woo. Beating an 8-year-old PR. Nice work. All right, let's get to the package. We got some stuff here from PYNRS. I'm excited. I haven't I bought stuff from them before. I haven't ever received a package from them before, so this is fun. Let's see what's in here. First, we got Here's just the packing slip stuff. But we also have a note. This is really nice. I like it when they include a note. It's not necessary, but it's always nice. It says, "Congrats, Kafuzi. Thanks again for coming by our New York City pop-up. We hope you love this crew neck from Sid." Thanks, Sid. I love it. Ooh, this is nice. All right. This is their World Marathon Majors crew neck. You might recognize it from the footage that I took at the PYNRS pop-up. But it's got 3 medals on here for fall 2023. Come on, homie, we major. For Berlin, Chicago, New York. It's got PYNRS in the lower left on the back, kind of like a little bit below the kidney, so right above the hip. World Major Marathons, Run the Culture, Bridge the Gap, and Crew Love. On the lower right, oh, this is nice. 3 stars on the logo. Very cool. It's a very heavy crew neck, which I really appreciate. Yeah. Got World Marathon Majors on the front right chest. Tokyo, Berlin, London, Chicago, Boston, New York. And this one says CHWM. I think that's what that says. But this is nice. Very, very comfy, very heavyweight. Thanks, Sid. This will be really nice. Because it's cooling off here in Chicago. We had some snow this morning. Snow overnight. It stopped snowing by the time I got out there for my workout. But there was still some snow on the ground, on the grassy surfaces. On the roads, it had all melted because it's still pretty warm. So, all right. Mark Venison says he likes the crews more than the hoodies. I would say I generally prefer a hoodie. But I think maybe my order goes zip up hoodie, crew neck, and then hoodie. Because I like a good crew neck, and it's underrated. Because everything went hoodies for a long time. Maybe things change. Maybe that order might change. But the zip up hoodie is I like the most. But crew necks, especially a nice heavy. You know, I've told you guys about this before. For stuff that's like performance oriented, I want it lightweight. You know, just like super minimal. But when I just want to be cozy in the wintertime, it should feel like, oh, this is heavier than it needs to be. That's luxury to me. All right. Let's see. Luis says about the medals at CIM. The CIM medal is so heavy. I heard that they were, looking at them, they looked like they were made out of they were so like lacquered or enameled. I don't know what the word is for that. It looked like it was almost like a rubber or a silicone thing. So it didn't look like it was heavy, but then some people have been telling me how heavy they were. I never got to feel them, but everyone's been telling me that they're heavy, like made out of solid metal. And Javier says, all right, about the DNF. CIM has vans, but they come at the end of the race. Had my wife pick me up because that is much faster. There you go. Was on track for under 3:05 finish. Maybe next year. Will we be back to CIM 2024? Ooh, that's a good question. It'll be hard to say no to that because this year CIM treated me really well. I told you guys that I wasn't sure if I was going to get media credentials, but they got them to me right away, even though I asked like super, super late, like the Friday before like a week before the race I asked, and they got me credentials that Monday. I crashed the bottle drop off and athlete check-in. I just started walking in there and started filming. You guys will see in the video. I just went in there. No one told me when it was, but I was like, I remember when it was last year, and it's probably at the same hotel, so I'm just going to go and crash. So I went, and no one gave me any problems. In fact, like people from the race like introduced themselves, so that was really nice. So like I feel like I kind of have I had a really good rapport with the race organizers. They understood what I was trying to do, and that I'm trying to tell the stories that are important and exciting from CIM. And then I was able to get on the course with my media credentials and get through in the finish line areas really easily. Everything was really nice. Plus, there were so many of you guys there. I got to meet so many people, and it was amazing to be able to connect with you guys. I feel like that's an easy race for a lot of the Kafuzi Run Club to get to. And so there's people that I only see at CIM that are there. So it'll be hard to say no, but I've been there. I think this is my 3rd year going. I've raced it twice. I want to say twice. I don't think it was 3 times. I think I've raced it twice and I've spectated it once. But the hard thing is that like Valencia is the same week every year. And now Valencia is a New Balance race. So that makes Valencia a little bit more interesting. Before it was a swoosh race. Now it's a New Balance race. So that's a little bit more interesting. And the other thing is like we talked a little bit earlier about Dallas as well. So I know that's not the same weekend. And in theory, we could go to both weekends, but then it's like TRE, CIM, and Dallas in like a 10-day period would be a lot for me. So for me and for my family. And also my wife has to travel usually in December as well. So like, I don't know. It's hard. It's going to be hard to say no. So probably I'll be there in 2024, but I'm not sure. I do love that race so much. Rich says, I hope you cop the special bandit hoodie at CIM. Wearing it right now, and it's nice and cozy and heavy. I have multiple bandit hoodies already, so I think I'm like good on bandit hoodies for a little while. But it was really pretty. The long sleeve as well, really nice. I love the graphic that they made for CIM, and it's just super cool to see them like investing in these like popular but not world marathon major races and like making special gear for that race, doing the pop-ups at those races. Like when I saw those guys in like Miami at the beginning of this year, it was super cool. They set up shop in like an art gallery, which was awesome. And then this year they're going out to CIM at the end of a year where like half the team I saw at TRE and the other half of the team had just come from doing a speed project in like Chile. So like it's a small team that gets spread out pretty thin, but they're getting it done. So it's cool to see that. Martha says, "Code, do you sleep under a few wool blankets? I used to like that, but now I prefer a down comforter. In the wintertime, my wife and we have multiple layers. I think there's like there's a flat sheet, and then I think there's a down comforter, and then I think there's there's another heavy blanket that we pull on top of that for the winter. I have oftentimes thought about whether I wanted to get a weighted blanket. I think I would really like a weighted blanket. I don't think my wife would like it a lot though. So that would be kind of tough for her, but I would really like it. I just like the weight on the chest feels nice, you know, when you're sleeping. And I just like the heaviness when I'm cold and I get a chill easy. I just like having the weight. The heaviness is nice. Oh, okay. No, hey, Nadia, what's going on? Nadia says, next year CIM is on December 8th, so potentially more time after TRE. Oh, that's nice. But then I think, is it the same time as Dallas then? Oh, man. It makes things difficult. I wonder if, no, TRE is probably going to be at the same time. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. It's hard to say no to CIM. How do you say no to CIM? It's easy to get there. You see a lot of people there. It's really fun. It's super nerdy in such a good way. Hard to say no. There was just such good energy all weekend long. So many group runs, so many big events, small events that were all happening at the same time. The expo is really easy to get in and out of. And what I really like about the CIM Expo that other races I wish would do more of is that at the CIM Expo, there's places to sit down. So it encourages you to hang out there. Now that convention center that they use, it's like a concrete like bunker. It's like concrete floor, concrete walls, concrete ceiling. So like the sound echo in there to me is a little bit fatiguing. But like they're trying to make it a warm and welcoming space so people can go and like check out like the vendors. And there was a 40th anniversary hoodie that apparently sold out in like the first 2 hours of the first day. They still had like long sleeves when I went to the expo and looked really nice. But they have like chairs, and then they have like that's where me, Matt Chittum, and Peter Bromka got to sit down and have a chat. So we had like couches to sit on, and then there was chairs for everyone to watch and listen. And then they have the different area where they did like the media interviews for the elites. There's just a lot. They set it up really well. All right, I'm gonna have to look at the. It just feels so early to be looking at the calendar for December 2024, Nadia. But your calendar is busier than my calendar. All right, Tony Messia says, fun fact. The CIM metal weight, this is a fun fact. CIM metal weight is 311 grams, and the Alpha Flies that Tony raced in were 232 grams. Oh man, that is a heavy metal. JC says, Dallas, come on down. Trying to think. There's no way that I could swing it that I would be able to stay from like Austin to Dallas. That would be too long to be away from home. Especially since the flights from Austin to Chicago and then from Dallas to Chicago are so easy. And JJ says, Sherwood Florist is really a thing. I think it's because you come around the bend and then the sign hits you in the face. Isn't it great though? I don't know why I enjoy that so much, but that Sherwood Florist always is really entertaining. And then you hit an aid station. The energy's high, really, really nice there. And I do like at that Sherwood, when you hit that Sherwood Florist, if I'm not mistaken, there's an aid station right there. And the aid station is on a slight uphill. I feel like they should, I know they try to do the aid stations at mile markers, but like when they can, as long as there's going to be a little bit of an uphill, maybe you could put an aid station there, because then it forces people to slow down a little bit and not overdo it by trying to keep the same pace, So, I don't know. Lalo P says, I picked the backpack over the medal, but CIM emailed this morning asked if I got all the finisher items. I wonder if we were supposed to get both, but volunteers were confused. I saw from Tina Muir, she mentioned that she liked that you could choose either a medal or something more practical, like a backpack. And so she seemed to think it was an either or. So I don't know. I'm not sure what. I just feel like from a race director's perspective, like that's got to be really hard. How do you know? Like, because think about all the flack that Philly Marathon, or is it the marathon or the half marathon, got when not all finishers got medals. The back of the pack didn't get medals. Like you in theory could have that problem if more people pick medals than backpacks than you think. Like I don't know. I don't know how that worked. But I did see a lot of backpacks at the airport Sunday night, which was really cool. Normally, and I saw medals too, and you normally, can pick out the medals. You can also see the people that are walking funny. But the backpacks are a nice thing. I kind of like that, I feel like, Ironman does a good job of, selling the backpacks for their events. So, like where people raced. And it's a nice conversation starter too. I feel like if you wear your like Boston Marathon jacket, like to the airport and stuff on a non-Boston Marathon weekend, it feels a little bit kind of maybe a little bit pretentious, but I don't feel like a race backpack feels pretentious to me. Although if it's a Boston Marathon race backpack, maybe that feels a little pretentious still too. Not to say there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I'd feel a little bit uncomfortable with it. Yeah, but all right. Nadia says, though, I love my weighted blankets for the winter. They come in different weights. Now I'm tempted. Maybe I'll see if my wife likes it. Well, maybe we'll just try it. Stephen Lung says, I'm team weighted blanket. I can't sleep without it. Whoa. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I feel like something that makes you sleep so good with it that you can't sleep without it is something that I feel like I want to try. But I also am away from my home bed a lot. So that could be a problem. Can you imagine if I started traveling with a weighted blanket? I don't know. Maybe I can get all these people out here getting special pillows as sponsors. I'm not super interested in that, but I would be really interested. Can you imagine if I had a weighted blanket sponsor? I don't know. That sounds pretty exciting to me, actually. Peter, what's going on, Peter? He says, never say no to CIM. It's hard to say no, but I mean, like, Peter, I know you love CIM as well, but like, you don't ever want to go to Valencia? That's what I feel like. I mean, I just wish that I wish that Valencia and CIM were on different weekends, but I do think that maybe this weekend they are, or this next year they are. So maybe next year it's, oh man, my wife is going to kill me. Maybe next year it's TRE, Valencia, come back to Chicago for a couple of days and then go to CIM. It's actually not a bad idea. I also do think that I am going to really change the way that I do TRE next year. I say that every year, but I do think, and I also say every year, I don't know if I need to go back to TRE again. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to go again. But a couple of years ago, I booked my flights so that I left TRE like the middle of the day on Thursday, which means I wouldn't get to go to the Brooks after party, which always a highlight. But then I went to like CIM and just rested a lot and had a pretty good day that year. I think I ran a 302 that year, or 302 or 301 maybe. But if I'm going to run Valencia, then maybe that's what I'd have to do. I'm trying to think. There was people, I know Alex Filiti was at TRE, and then he went from there to the on track nights, the Zatopek track nights, which are in Australia. I feel like he had the longest double. I mean, I feel like Austin TRE, doing TRE to CIM double is tough, but like doing an Austin to Australia double, that doesn't get harder than that. I do know that some people went from Austin to Valencia this year as well. So I'll have to trade notes with them and see what they thought about that. Aaron Davis says, you know what? What's going on, Aaron? He says, you've done CIM, come and do Dallas. See, I feel like doing Dallas is fun because there's a half marathon option, right? See, I feel like a half marathon option is a nice kind of like taster. One of my buddies, he actually lives down in Austin now with his family, but and I didn't get to see him this time, which is a bummer. But one of my buddies, whenever we go out, he loves to eat. He's one of those guys that like cares about like what restaurants are in whatever city he's traveling to. And whenever we travel together, he's like, do you guys have any preferences of what you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know. If we eat food, that's good, I guess. Just let's make sure we eat, because otherwise I tend to forget to eat on a trip, or I don't eat enough. And he always has, whenever he plans dinner, he plans like six places to go. And I'm like, how are we going to eat this many dinners? And he's like, no, we're just going to go and we're going to have like tastings at each one. And I'm like, they're not going to be mad if a bunch of dudes roll up and we're all just nibbling on appetizers. He's like, we're going to have a lot of booze while we're there too. So our bill, or the check amounts will be fine. I'm like, okay, it's going to get expensive, but yeah, I'm along for the ride. I feel like I could do the same thing with half marathons. Not maybe 6 in the same day, but like I could do many more. I can experience many more races in cities if I do more half marathons, which I think would be fun. And maybe that's my New Year's resolution for 2024, more half marathons. I've already got one scheduled for January in Houston. Dan Johnson says, ever run cross country? The USATF National Club Cross Country Championships this Saturday in Tallahassee, Florida. I ran cross country in high school. I have not run a cross country event since. That would be fun. Other races that I would really like to do, there's like the Masters. Is Adam here? What's the distance of that race near Sandy Hook in New Jersey every year? Is it like it's a weird distance, like a 7K or something like that. That's a race I want to do. I still would like to be able to get Carlsbad 5000 done as well. That always just falls at a difficult time of the calendar for me for some reason. All right, Frank wants to know how many people did actually OTQ. What percentage of the people that were going for it actually succeeded, do you guess? I thought I saw Sidious Mag report that 50 people hit the OTQ. I don't know if that number is like 50 people ran the men's and women's times respectively and under, or if that subtracts out people who are not eligible to run for Team USA or people who already had the OTQ. Now, I don't know that anyone that ran on Sunday already had the OTQ. Maybe one, or if there were, I would be surprised if it was more than 5. Because why would you run again? But like, for example, like even Noah Droddy, he got his OTQ there, but he did not have it already, So, and I actually got a chance to meet Noah Droddy. He was really nice, which I always imagined he would be. We had a conversation. He was like, dude, how did you get he's like, I saw you every time I looked up. How did you get around? I'm like, oh, we had a car. We drove. We barely got to the points faster than you guys did as you were running. And so it was really nice. But yeah, the packs were gigantic. Someone on the course, one of the pacers estimated that they thought it was about 500 people total, men's and women's, were going for OTQ times. I don't know if they'd be quite that many. But if it were 500 and 50 got it, that'd be about 10%. So that would be on the low end of the percentage. I think that the actual percentage is probably higher. Oh, Tony says, though, they announced 41 people hit the OTQ. So I don't know what the number is. But Tony also says there were over 3,000 BQs. I've never rung the BQ bell at CIM because I'm always so chilly after the race. And the line, what's going on here? Focus. And the line to ring the OTQ bell is it's always super long. It is a good place to BQ. But yeah. That's a lot of BQs. That's like, how many people are in CIM? Is it like 18,000? So, I mean, if it's 3,000 BQs, that's like 13% of the race BQs, right? I don't know. I'm doing rough math in my head. Oliver says that the Dallas BMW Marathon 2024 will either be December 8th or December 15th. I really don't know if I can convince my wife that I can go to another race December 15th. That's just too deep into the holidays. As it is, we always kind of forget to put up all the decorations we want to on the house. Every year it's just like, well, not every year. We only had a house for so long. But the last 2 winters, we've been meaning to like, all right, now we're going to fully decorate the house. It's going to be great. Like the outside, putting up lights and stuff. And other like holiday stuff that we like to do. We like to go to Christmas markets. There's a lot of family stuff that happens in December. There's always a weekend where we take the girls back. My grandma has a cookie baking day that the girls all like to do. So there's just a lot of family stuff that happens. But if it were December 15th, that would be different than CIM next year. Yeah, you guys are going to get me in trouble. All right, we got a shoe question here today. John Askew says, hey, Co, shoe question. Wave Rebellion Pro on sale. How do they compare to the Prime X Strung V1? Need a new marathon race shoe with maximum calf cushion. It is a soft shoe. The foam compresses a little bit, but it's not as soft as I would love it to be. It doesn't compress like a Prime X Strung one does. So if the price is really good, then I'd say I'd say it's a more aggressive alternative. I'd say there's probably good training companions, like racing the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 1, and then do your workouts in the Prime X Strung one. I do think that the Prime X Strung one was the best one. That had a 10 millimeter drop. It was kind of crazy. But in terms of like it being a narrow shoe that a lot of people find unstable, there's a lot of similarities with that. There is quite a bit of movement in the foam, not as much as I'd love to see, but still it's there. It definitely has broken in mine has broken in a little bit since when I first got it, which I don't think is really a good thing. It's not a good sign for a racing shoe, but it is a little bit better than when I first kind of reviewed it. I've been liking it more and more. Yeah. But Max calf cushion. Primex Strung 1 is a great shoe. That's like one of my all-time favorite shoes, I think. Similar to that, I've been pushing people to the Endorphin Elite as well. Some people don't think that shoe's very soft, but I find mine to be really soft and mushy in a good way. Mushy for a race shoe. So like I feel like it has that cushion. So I really like the Endorphin Elite 1. That's definitely not on sale. But I don't think the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro is a bad idea. Getting to Run says, okay, I'm back. I played that clip to my dogs nonstop for about 10 minutes. They loved your whistle. What did I miss? All right. We're gonna have what did we call it? Vanessa Martinez, what did you call it? Like the welcome dogs? That we're gonna have to do that again tomorrow. Richard Wilson says, I'm giving my medal to someone who finished over 6 hours and didn't get one. Oh, what a great idea. That's lovely. I love that. And Steve Zabrowski says about wearing the Boston Marathon stuff. He says, every person picking up the Chicago Marathon packet had Boston stuff on. We get it. You're fast. I do find that I see more Boston Marathon shirts and jackets at Chicago Marathon than any other race. You see some in New York. I saw some in Tokyo. You know, I didn't see that many in CIM. I saw a handful. But Chicago Marathon, that's where I see the most of them. All right. A lot of you guys are talking about backpacks, and Calvin says, the New Balance Nationals backpacks are a huge flex for high school runners, I believe. I could totally see that. If I were fast enough to be at the national level, at the high school level, I would absolutely want a backpack over a medal. I mean, both is also great, but I would absolutely want the backpack because that is the flex. That's a giant flex. But then, like, what do? Do you bring that backpack with you when you go to college, when you're a D1 or D2 runner? Or maybe you're a D3 runner, possible. If I were a D3 runner, I would definitely still carry my New Balance Nationals backpack around. If I were a D2 runner, probably yes. If I were D1, I don't know. I would maybe bring it to school with me and then read the room. I don't know. Does anyone here have that experience? I don't know. Andrew Scott says, do you like those kinds of extras? My club is putting on a race in the spring, and we have all kinds of add-ons like sweatshirts, socks, gloves, and tech shirts. I'm not sure if we need all that. I think it's nice if you can like do pre-orders when people sign up and then have people order that swag, to come in when they get their bibs. Like, I think that's great. But in terms of like, a lot of the post-race swag, like I don't know how much of that is. I'm not super interested. I've never added anything else extra to my cart before. No, not never. I think earlier on in my races, also coincidentally, when I cared about like medals and stuff more, like I really cared. Like one of my favorite race swags was the Indy Marathon hat. That was a good one. The Eugene Marathon had a POM beanie, POM POM. I wore that just today. That's one of my favorite hats ever. That's a really good hat. So some things are good, but I feel like you could like a lot of like the hot chocolate races and stuff. There's like an entire shopping cart gauntlet that you have to run past, metaphorically speaking, as you're like signing up for the race. But I don't think that the race needs to do that for everyone. But like, for example, like other years, CIM has done the water bottle. I use that all the time. I love it. Trying to think of what other race swag do I really enjoy. Like winter hats is a big favorite of mine. Long sleeves are also okay, but like they wear out really fast. It seems generally. I don't really like race shirts anymore. I usually only wear them for the race recap, and then I put them in the donation box. So I don't know, but I think it depends. Different people have different motivations for racing, and so I feel like it depends on like who you're trying to attract to the race. You know. All right, let me scroll down, catch up to you guys. I'm way behind, and then we'll wrap up here pretty soon. Yeah, Andrew says though they use pre-ordering for all that stuff, but it's a PITA. Yeah, it is. It sure is. But at least you're not stuck with like extra inventory, because that I feel like you order wrong a couple of years in a row, and that could be killer for a race organization. You know. Mark Peterson says, I still have a half sip my freshman roommate got as part of his 2006 NXN gear haul. It was too small for him, so he gave it to me. There you go. In other news, everybody, Mark Peterson can still wear clothes that he wore as a freshman year in college. That's amazing. And Calvin thinks that those backpacks would be kind of like high school Letterman jackets. You leave it at home once you graduate. I never had a Letterman jacket. Did you guys? It seemed so important at the time, and I was really disappointed that I never got one. But then, like, the minute I stepped foot at college, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't need that anymore. I also had a really big kind of dilemma over, like, a class ring. I never bought a class ring for high school or college, and it always just felt like, oh, you're going to regret it if you don't have it. But no, I don't. No, I don't have either. You know? I don't know. All right, hello, good dog segment. We got to write that down. I got my notebook here. Here we go. Hello, good dog. I think it's going to be one of my favorite parts of the show. Hello, good dog. You guys tell me what your dog's name is. I'll let them know that they're a good dog. All right, let's do one more. Let's see. Martha says, I don't like the race shirts that have that plasticky printed stuff on them. Fortunately, CIM's does as nice as it is otherwise. Unfortunately, CIM's does as nice as it is otherwise. Wait. I did see this shirt. It has like a big 40 on it this year. Is that the one? The thing I like about California stuff is nice because you always could put a bear on it. I don't know. I'm partial to logos with bears. Wash U, my college was bears, but I just like bears. Like I feel like the California flag is pretty cool as far as state flags go. California is really good. South Carolina's is also awesome. I'm trying to think what other state flags are amazing. I can't really tell. Maryland's flag is pretty awesome. Although I had a conversation with Thomas about it, and he's like, it's great, but it's on everything, and so you see it everywhere, and it kind of gets old. But I'm like, at least it looks good though, you know. And Dan Johnson says, I don't think I've worn my high school letter jacket since high school. Maybe when I get even older, perhaps 70, I could put it back on. Graduated from same school and class with Prince. Oh, really? That's amazing. Oh, that's a fun fact. I like fun facts. That's great. I like that one. Sega Dreamcast, I think might be a little bit biased, but he does say Maryland flag is the best flag. It's a good flag. And Calvin Wong says, a Chicago resident likes bears more to love it. I know. I heard it as soon as I said it, but you know, I've always thought people from California have California pride, and a lot of times they'll fly the California state flag, which I think is pretty cool. New Jersey does not. New Jersey has an analogous pride for their own state. It doesn't get expressed as flying the New Jersey state flag, which is yellow with two Greek statue kind of women, one on each side of the state seal. So I made a diorama. I had to do a report on it in like third grade, a long time ago. I still remember. But so it looks like a state flag, you know. But there's other state flags that I think are pretty cool, you know. Alpha wants to know, where is Thomas from? California, I guess. I think that was born, and then he went to school on the East Coast for a very long time. And then I think he started working after school in Baltimore. I think that's how he got to Baltimore, through work. I think so. And Freeware says, Californian here, and I do fly the flag. See, I mean, I think it's a good flag, you know? All right. I think it's going to be a good place to leave it for today, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow for another edition of the live stream and the Hello Good Dog segment. We'll also do another unboxing. I know yesterday I said I'll let you guys pick. I really wanted to get to that PYNRS package today because I've had it for a little while, and I really wanted to wear what was inside there. So that's why I pushed that one ahead to today. Tomorrow I'll have 2 different shoes that you get to pick from, and we'll unbox one of those. So we'll do that tomorrow. And hopefully by tomorrow, the TRE video will be done. I'm still working on it, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get it done. I'm trying as fast as I can, but it'll come out when it comes out. All right, guys. That's going to be it for today. Until I see you again, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks. Bye.